I'll be referring to everything in this video from the perspective of a right-hander. If you are left-handed, just switch it around. A slice bends wildly out to the right-hand side, flailing desperately, trying to cling onto a fairway, but ultimately resulting in lost balls and many tears. And a big thank you to Hack Motion for teaming up with the channel for this video. We are going to be using this device during this lesson, and it will give valuable feedback on what is happening to the wrist angles, which is key if you want to stop that slice. Shockingly, about 50% of you watching aren't currently subscribed to the channel, and as we close in on 100,000, it will be fantastic to have you along for the ride. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and there's a little bell icon next to it. If you press that, you'll be notified of when we release new videos. First of all, a slice. What is it and what are the causes? It's all about how the club and the ball interact at the point of impact. A classic slice is where the club moves out over the top, swinging to the left of target line too aggressively, with the club face open to that path and to the target. Now, a push slice will see the club moving more from an inside position, so swinging to the right-hand side of target, but that club face is also in an open position. The only crinkle here is if you strike it from the heel of the club. Because of how the face is bulged, a strike in this location will also spin the ball off to the right-hand side. For this video, we are assuming that your strike is more around the center of the golf club. Now, we know what we don't want to happen, but how can we get that? A nice, beautiful straight ball flight with it flying down the middle of the fairway, carrying 300 yards with the ball speed of 168 miles an hour, 6,324 of spin. Oh, I'm such a good golfer. So as you can see, the driver is a different design of golf club from a lot of the others in your bag. It is a huge head. Crucially, it doesn't have a lot of loft. So with an iron, a downward angle of attack, so the club moving down at the ball, is preferable. However, because there's no loft on a driver, or little loft on a driver, we want the club to be moving a little bit more upwards through impact, like so. If you can get the club moving up, you can if you can get the club moving upwards, maximize. If you can get the club moving upwards through impact, you can maximize spin loft. And maximizing spin loft is what is going to enable you to hit it high, to hit it with low spin, and to get it bombing down the fairway. But none of that is going to matter unless we can get the club face a little bit more back to square rather than being open. The first place we start is the grip. So the grip and the wrist angles, they have a direct control over what is happening to club face. And to get a stronger club face, or a club face which is pointing a little bit more off to the left-hand side, we can strengthen our grip. Now, normally, as you look down on your left hand, you want to be seeing 2.5 knuckles on the left hand. What we're going to do is we're going to move that left hand all the way over on top. With the right hand, I just want to get the thumb sat in the lifeline. Now, this is a strong grip. And as you come back into impact, this should close the club face. Now, at this point, we want to see the ball go left. We just don't want to see it go right. It merely sounds like a silly thing because the Pacific Ocean is there, but I'm actually quite happy to see that ball flight. The reason for that is because we want to affect change within this club face. If you move the hands into a very strong position and you hit the ball and it goes off to the left-hand side, you know straight away that you've strengthened the club face. So it's about experimenting with the grip until you can see the ball going off to the left. Second thing we're going to talk about here is wrist angles. Now, as you notice, I have the Hack Motion monitor on my left hand, my lead wrist. And this is going to monitor what I'm doing with my hand and with my wrist through the point of impact. The reason that this is important is if you're hitting off to the right-hand side, we know that the club face is open. And how you can manipulate your wrists is going to have a huge impact on where that club face points. And I'm going to talk you through a very simple feeling here, and it's about dragging the knuckles through impact. You see, if you get the sensation of dragging knuckles through impact, this puts the wrist into a bowed position, or it puts it in flexion. Now, a flexed position in this regard, if you team that up with a neutral or a stronger grip, is going to shut down the club face. And a shut down club face should point it to the left. So the drill that I'm going to be using is up to the top. Feel like I'm dragging my knuckles along the ground coming into impact. So drag those knuckles down. You'll see the minus figures here. Now that shows that my lead wrist is heavily in flexion. Again, coming through impact normally, this is way too much. This is going to send the ball off to the left, but it's about the exaggerations. It's about getting those feelings. So I'm really going to push it, and I'm really going to exaggerate it. Get in that Pacific. Oh, that might have hit a humpback. Yeah, there we go. So we've altered grip, we're altering wrist angle and therefore changing club face. If we can get the ball going off to the left-hand side, now what we need to do is start to get the swing traveling more to the right. Now, everything that we're doing here with the grip and with wrist angles is an exaggeration. We want to see it go left. We want to see a closed club face. But if you're doing these exaggerations and the ball is kind of going straight left, but not dramatically, what that shows, and it's not a bad thing, is that the exaggerations that you're doing, they're probably just getting you back to about where you need to be. And if that's the case, then we need to talk about path. So if you are a slicer of the ball and you're used to the club face being open, coming into impact, more often than not, the club is going to travel outwards and to the left to correct that. A push slice where you move from the inside and you go out to the right, that is less common. And if you have strengthened grip, strengthened wrist, strengthened club face, you might actually see the ball go straight away. So the feeling that we want to have, stronger grip, feel like those knuckles are dragging, but also that the club is moving a little bit more out to the right-hand side. Now, to practice this, I always like to have a couple of guides. If you're at a driving range, you can do this on the course as well, but it's just nice to have a visualization. So I've got 2 rubber tees here. So I've popped the 2 rubber tees down in a path that is traveling to the right of where my ball will be at impact. And all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to have some practice swings where I'm moving up to the top, feeling like the club is moving down behind me, and I want to hit the first tee, I want to hit the second tee, and I want my club to move out towards the third. It's a real exaggeration drill. Like, the chances are if you get in here during your golf swing, that's probably not going to work out that well, but we are pushing the extremes. So up to the top, big, shallow, I've got that stronger club face, I've got the wrists. Oof, actually nailed it. So let's say you've had 10 of those practice swings, 20, 15.
A lot of damaged tees.
What we want to try and do is just replicate that. And again, we're just looking for those feelings. Strong grip, that wrist angle, move it inside. Like, admittedly, I've absolutely ripped that, so.
Over the tree.
Yeah. Smash that, yeah. I don't want to get in a false perspective. That might not happen for you first time. That was good. So grip, wrists, we've got the drill. Now we need to try and understand what ball flight means, because these are exaggerations. So if you start to strengthen the grip and the ball is traveling straight and left, or even hooking off to the left-hand side, then we need to move that path around. So it's going straighter or to the right of target. If you start hitting it with a draw straight away, your path is probably okay, and now you strengthen club face. If you change your grip and you're still slicing it, then we also need to have a look at wrist angles. But bear in mind, club face, this is king. This is where you start. Huge thank you to Hack Motion for sponsoring this video. We've done loads of content with them that you can check out here, and there's a lot of different ways to use this device. If you want more information, head down into the description below. But to continue your swing quest, check out these videos here.